what would you say you're most proud of, Bobby, with relation to your organization?
So one of the things we did was during COVID, etc., we basically made the minimum salary in our company 75,000.
Okay.
Okay, across the board. So a lot of people did that. We give them what you call the health insurance is completely what you call, we pay 100% of that for
Awesome.
them and all their immediate
Right.
family. We pay for all of that stuff. We made sure we did a lot. We take a very lot of proactive measures to reduce fear and things like that. Okay, and treat people with respect. Like we give them what you call. We have things like personal days where we're not asking for an what you call here. I have to take today off. We don't want an explanation. Just say personal day, personal morning. We understand life happens. Yeah. So we wanted. So our goal was always treat people with respect and to do all of that stuff. And so that's the kind of thing we've been doing a lot of. You see. And I think in that sense we did a really good job. And we also, before COVID happened, we had a really good team atmosphere and everything like that. We had a lot of it was really good. But after COVID, now remote and all of this has created new challenges. And we're trying to figure out how do we, what you call, navigate this post-COVID world.
Well, and you talk about a lot of the things that you did around COVID and so on to make people feel safer and whatever that might be. But my question is that something you came up with and, you and your team came up with to say, let's do this? Or did you actually ask your employees what they needed?
Well, I didn't ask them about the salary component. We actually discussed as a leadership. Okay, we kind of decided what are the things that make people feel, giving them more autonomy, a lot more sense of autonomy. Is minimum salary requirements, things like that. Even if you were just whatever job you did, you got that minimum amount. And then other people obviously got raises proportionally. Okay, so we kind of did all of that stuff. So did I ask everyone what they needed? We had talks with people. So we kind of asked them what their challenges were and things like that. And if anyone so we did sort of community chats every week. So what is it that you need help with? Things like that. So we did ask in that sense, but so we did do those kind of things. But in terms of the company structure stuff, I guess I didn't ask them. We figured this common sense stuff would be it.
Well, and really it depends, right? And I'm a big advocate, especially anybody who reads a lot of, some of what I've written. I'm a big advocate of cultures of feedback, right? And I think one of the bigger mistakes that leaders make is not actually asking their employees what they need. They make assumptions based on what they think. Well, that makes it about you, not actually about them. So and that's the reason I mentioned that, because that is just, it's one more way to frankly retain people by asking what their needs are. Right. I mean, listen, having community chats with people, I think that's great. And do those happen with other people there, or is that a one-on-one conversation? Right.
Initially, with other people there.
People may or may not feel comfortable talking about that. So
yeah, absolutely. So that's why we now have the leadership team. They do all the one-on-one chats and they're doing all of that stuff. Okay. I don't tend to focus on those aspects. Okay. But as I said, there are a lot of what you call, they're present, and the rest of the leadership team are much more, their job is to listen to everybody, to meet people and things like that. And they are doing that. And so they do a lot of things under the hood that I don't even know
Really?
about.
Why is that?
That's it. I focus on what I need to focus on, I guess. Okay. And we had like Google updates, crises like the partnership issues, things like that. And so I need to pay my attention to where it needs to be and where my strengths are.
Well, I don't disagree with that for sure. So
yeah, and frankly, they're much better at it than I am.
Interesting. So how would you define your company culture?
Define our company culture. Treat people with respect. That's the biggest thing, okay? How do I treat them with respect so we make sure everyone is treated well? paid well. They get a good
Mhm.
chance to have a good life balance. Like we have decent number of vacations like this. We have 2 weeks off during the what you call
Mhm.
December to
Mhm.
January kind of time. Okay, we have every like federal holiday, we add an extra day
Mhm.
to it, so they get long weekends off. Okay, for Thanksgiving we'll give another
Mhm.
2 days off like this, plus they get another 2 weeks off, things like that. So we make sure that people get the
Great.
time they need off. Okay, we do that. As I was saying, we have the personal
Mhm.
days. You don't need to
Yep.
give
Sure.
any advance notice of it or
Right.
anything like that. If you need to, life happens like this. Uh, if you need to talk to people, we
Mhm.
provide people you can talk to,
Mhm.
and to discuss things. Okay, so all of that stuff. And there's that aspect. So we want the other aspect is that we're constantly trying to help people improve, train
Excellent.
people, okay, and
Great.
actually grow. We
Mhm.
want to help people, our
Mhm.
employees grow. And then we also, so I guess the phrase we tended to use was we want to, we basically do our team, our share, then next is our shareholders, then it's our
Mhm.
community. Okay, that's the sort of
Mhm.
priority for our company. Okay, so rather than what you call reduce salaries at the expense of dividends or anything like that, we
Right.
will not do that.
Right.
The team comes first. Okay, then it's the shareholders,
Good.
then it's the community.
Good.
So we want to basically, so how we grow, do our company culture in terms of our team, in terms of how we view our community. Like we give 15% of our basically profits to charity as well
Great. That's awesome.
every month. So yeah, so we then try to give back to the
Mhm.
community as well as much
Mhm.
as we can. In terms of mentorship, trying to train other what you call
Mhm.
entrepreneurs, providing grants, and then to nonprofits as well.
That's fantastic. Carol Schultz here. Thanks for watching this excerpt from Authentically Successful. The conversation doesn't end there. So if you want to hear this episode in full and all my conversations with many other successful founders and CEOs, please visit verticalelevation.com/podcast.